Shalom, shalom. First off and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, the ones to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who taught us the truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect, that's around the four corners of the earth, and also the brothers that teach us word and sincerity. This is the brother I will Lumia from GMS Chicago. Come back at you with another lesson. Just to basically talk about, things that's going on in the news today. Mainly what? The Omi-cron variant, that just been, quote unquote, first case in the US. So I'm gonna just get into it. So this is from ABC7Chicago.com, because as we all know, well, us in the know, basically we know that E is basically trying to push his NWO agenda by what? Getting everybody juiced up. So he's basically creating a new narrative by the way of what? This new juice variant. You know, he's basically trying to get people juiced up by the way of fear, fear mongering and different things like that. And more draconian laws is going to take effect, and it's going to give either ability, to basically take more rights away from the people. So it says, with word the Omi-cron variant is now on the U.S. soil, local officials say they are prepared. We've got to do everything that we can to make sure that we're emphasized that people get juiced. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot said. Right, and more mandates are coming down because what? With this guy, Fauci, he changes the narrative, back and forth. You know, just watch out for more mandates and more draconian measures to be taken in effect. It says we got to do everything that we can to make sure that we're emphasized that people get juiced. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot said, we need to make sure we provide people with real opportunity for people to take care of themselves and their families when many individuals' families are suffering. As she said, no politics. But as we know, as we do our research or whatnot, we know what the juice is doing to, masses of the people. But this is never going to be on your local news headlines, because basically they're trying to hide the fact that, the juice, is putting people down out here. It says the Illinois Department of Public Health echoed the CDC's message that the variant's arrival here is inevitable. Illinois' top health official, Dr. Ngozi Azik, said in a written statement, IDPH has renewed its request for hospitals and laboratories to provide positive specimens for sequencing as soon as the Omi-cron variant is identified in Illinois. IDPH will share this information. So let's see what this devil Dr. Fauci got to say.
Who returned from South Africa on November the 22nd and tested positive on November the 29th. The individual is self-quarantining, and all close contacts have been contacted, and all close contacts thus far have tested negative.
The first American case of the Omi-cron variant comes as the Biden administration works to prevent others. The White House now reportedly considering tightening the testing requirements for those entering the U.S. by having all travelers tested 1 day before their flights, regardless of vaccination status. The traveler with the Omi-cron variant in San Francisco was vaccinated.
The individual was fully vaccinated and experienced mild symptoms, which are improving at this point.
This afternoon, Illinois' public...
And right, what they won't tell you is this juice is causing people, to catch it. That's all I'm basically go say. This juice that, that's supposed to be, okay, for people to get, for people to get, it's actually laying people down out here, But let's continue.
Public Health Director Dr. Ngozi Ezike saying, we knew it was only a matter of time before the Omi-cron variant was identified in the U.S., and we anticipate there will be cases in Illinois. At this time, IDPH urges everyone 5 years and older to get vaccinated and all eligible adults to get a booster. The new Omicron variant has now been detected in at least 24 countries, prompting the CDC to ramp up COVID testing at major U.S. airports, offering optional free PCR tests to travelers coming from South Africa and India. Meanwhile, the WHO scrambling to learn more about Omicron, saying they expect data on transmissibility and the severity among those already infected within days. And the CDC director says they
Well, I'm gonna just basically stop the video right there. This is just basically pushing this narrative. You know, so expect more draconian measures. With this new variant. Because what Esau E is trying to do is take the rights away from the people. And also ultimately usher in this grain of rice. This is the book of 2 Corinthians 2:11. This is all. This is basically all it is a narrative. You know. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And right, this is one of his devices, pushing this narrative that, you should get juiced up, to ultimately protect yourself. But knowing what? That this juice is ultimately what's causing, the problem, you know, not the quote unquote variant itself. You know, we know what E is planning. We know what E, is trying to do. He can't get us with his tactics, with his tricks. Because we know what he's coming with. We know what he's about. We understand these prophecies that the Lord, gave us. Basically let us see. So we know what's coming. We know what E is trying to do. It says you don't know who is out there that doesn't have it, because some of them don't wear masks. She said you don't know who is carrying the V. Dr. Farrah Aim has staffed the front line of the fight since finishing her medical residency just 3 months ago. She agrees with the CDC that waiting for a better booster at this point is folly. So basically, they're trying to push this, this new narrative. E is getting desperate because E know that he only has but a short time. So he's trying to come up with a new narrative to ultimately to take the rights away from the people, to control the people ultimately. But if you want to read the rest, Salakia. If you want to read the rest of this article from abcchicago.com, basically going into it. This is the book of Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Right? You have these wicked, these wicked elites, plotting behind the scenes, to push which narrative to basically to use to ultimately take the rights away from the people. You can read about that. I believe it's how it says, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees. That's what these devils doing. They're trying to ultimately put these people into a bind. They're working evil upon their beds, forcing, juices upon, the people, different things like that. Now they're using this variant to basically do that. So out, with this variant that's out here, Omicron, they're going to push the narrative that you're not going to have any choice but to get juiced up. It's going to go, further past, a job, or, going into these different restaurants or a public space. It's going to escalate further than that. These draconian measures, different things like that. It's going to come to pass. These devils are trying to push. Basically ended off with this one. This is the book of Daniel 8:25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Right? Through his policy, he's going to cause craft to prosper. Like I said before, with this narrative and different things like that, E is going to try to push this juice upon even harder upon the masses of the people because of this new variant. You know, through and also the way he does it is what through his media and different things like that. Just to basically push that narrative. You know, he shall magnify himself in his heart, which is your mind, and by peace shall destroy many. Right. With this whole variant out, they're going to tell you it's only a matter of time where they're going to he is going to basically force the people to get boosters, to get juiced, whatever the case may be, and that's how he's ultimately going to destroy many, because these gullible people is just going to line up and do it anyways. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Right, this devil is ultimately going to try to fight, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and he's ultimately going to get destroyed. You know, so Lord, I hope this lesson was edifying. Keeping the sheep out there fed. Lord willing, this was edifying. To the brothers, sisters that's watching. Lord willing, this was edifying. So I just want to end off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Your bonus to the elders and our apostles of Red Millstone who taught us truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's run the forefront of the earth, and also the blessed teachers word of sincerity. Lord willing, I hope this is edifying again. Lord willing,